maybe the AI agent will be able to do the job for you in the next 3 to 4 months. And that's quite a scary concept. Hi, hope you're well. I'm Dave, help business leaders who use technology more effectively. I want to talk quickly today about AI agents and where technology is going, because it's changing so fast, it's really hard to keep track. We know that artificial intelligence at the moment, generative AI, is being used a lot for a replacement for Google, but there's so many more things that it can do. Obviously, replacing kind of drudgery work, automating systems, sales and marketing, and new ways that we've not even discovered yet. But there's a number of issues. The biggest one really is your data and making sure that your business's data stays safe, your IP stays safe. Because at the moment, people are going, well, I can save a ton of time, I'll just upload this data. There's no controls in place. You need to make sure that your team understand if they're updating data to ChatGPT or Google. In a lot of cases, that data is being used to train the algorithm and could potentially leak in the future. So we need to make sure that people are not uploading confidential data. Now, with all new technology, it's always frustrating, and I'm starting to see companies do things like have their phone system, so an artificial intelligence tool tries to answer the calls, which sounds great, which it is when it works, but when it doesn't work, extremely frustrating. So what we're going to see over the next few days, weeks and months is people start to use these agents, and the agents are going to be brilliant, because what they're going to enable you to do is have an employee who's going to solve specific problems in your business. They're going to be able to do stuff, click on web pages, do research, find stuff out, and collaborate with you, which I think we've established now that collaboration is the real way to use AI. Don't let it just do stuff, because it just makes too many mistakes and gets stuck. But if you can collaborate, you can get the best possible results. What I'm expecting to happen, and I'm super excited about this and quite nervous, is that some of these agents are going to be able to do things like automate your marketing in a really good way. But if everyone's doing that, is it going to work? Manage your diary and plan out what you've got to do during the day, which is great, but is it making the best possible decisions? How are you feeding back into the process? And then we've got things like going booking tickets, stuff that just takes a lot of time that has very limited actual real business value. If you want to buy some flights from point A to point B, let AI do it. What could possibly go wrong? Loads of stuff. Unless you're monitoring it, it's going to make mistakes. Like any staff member you employ, you wouldn't let one of your junior staff members immediately go and spend thousands of pounds on flights without some kind of control and process in place. So while it's really exciting and it's going to give us loads of opportunities to do more with less, there's lots of risks out there. So I think what I would be doing at the moment is start playing with some of these tools. Obviously, I'm assuming you're now playing with ChatGPT and some of the other ones, but I think start to look at some of the agent tools, and they're integrating with kind of some of these management tools like Zapier Make or N8N. If you actually look at what some of the people are doing, it's super clever. Still very early days yet, but it's going to come really quickly. And I don't know, I'm nervous and excited about how it's going to affect my work, because rather than asking me, maybe you can just ask your agents to go off and solve the problems previously you'd asked me. If you're a lawyer, maybe the AI agent will be able to do the job for you in the next 3 to 4 months. And that's quite a scary concept. I don't know how well it's going to work, but time will tell. But in any case, whatever your job is, I think you need to be spending time learning about how it works and what is coming up in the future. I mentioned before, just quickly before I go, because AI hallucinates, using AI as a search engine is not necessarily very clever, because you ask it for information and it doesn't know, it will just make stuff up. If it makes a mistake, it will just lean into that mistake. So you've got to be very careful, which is why things like Perplexity is really good, because it tells you the sources of how it discovered the information. Otherwise, we're at risk of teaching AI stuff that isn't true and then believing it is true, even then we know it isn't. So anyway, that's enough for today. But what I'm really getting to point is we're at another cusp of a new piece of technology beyond the generative AI. The agentic AI is going to change our work even more. I hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think. If you've got any thoughts in the comments, look forward to speaking to you soon. Cheers, bye-bye.